shot him in the head, and as he bled, it was some bullshit said. SMH, I just shook my head. Whatever happened to the building clubs and using taser? My next door neighbor didn't even have a prayer. Now he ain't able to put the food on the table. This ain't a fable. Shit, real fuck cable. And from the cradle to the grave, we slaves. Get used to it. The upper hand got a loose to it. Who knew it? Officer friendly is the enemy. I grew through it, but we keep dying by the hands. I say no more. We gotta link up while we can. Got the whole stand. She got a peep, not the plan. They wanna kill us all. Hands up, don't shoot, and you still fall. I man's up, I shoot. Hands up, 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 hands up.
Ava, tell me what you seen when you look up in my eye. Yeah, them nights, yeah, they was tough. Some nights, no fool, my stomach cry. With my hood on in my hands up, so won't you spend my life? Yeah, the ignorance of color, it ain't cause you black or white. If I'm posted with my hoodie, is it gonna take my life? I'm just trying to feed my family, but they tell me it ain't right. When I'm gone, you'll never know. One day I might just take a flight, just to show them that I got it and make sure my family tight. It won't never change up, just trying to get my change up. Why these cops out in the streets and they just causing danger? Sipping tea out in my hoodie, I'ma put my hands up. They ain't here to save us, I swear that shit the same, bro. Time to taking fast and killing, he ain't did a thing, bro. Why you do it, had to shoot him, you ain't know his name, bro. Hey, Trayvon, I wanna ask you what it's like with angels, and I'ma put my cane up and not just keep my hands up.
Hands up, 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 yeah, hands up, hands up.
Keep on grinding 24/7.
Oh my God, son, you really cut your joints off. I know you say you was gonna do it, but I really thought you was gaming.
Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Come on,
Let's do it.
yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show, Man Talk Monday, 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. So during the break just now, I was trying to share the video of the great Gucci Mane at the Patriots ring ceremony to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Group, WSME Group, and I wasn't able to do it. So I'll try to work on that during the next break. If you're just joining us, the Patriots, punk-ass Bob Kraft was out there at the during ceremony, man, trying to dance or whatever, just mocking the whole rap culture. I can't stand his ass. They out there laughing at Gucci. They don't respect Gucci as a rapper. They don't respect Gucci. They did all of that just to spite the Atlanta Falcons fans and the Falcons team in general. And what you will talk about the Falcons, and they're doing some big things with Mike Vick today here in ATL. But they just so petty. That's the exact way to put it, Thorny. Thorny Switch, one of the listeners mentioned that the Patriots ring has 283 diamonds, 28-3 score at the time when that miraculous comeback happened. And then they had Gucci Mane. I mean, it's very disrespectful, man. How could you root for the New England Patriots? How could you remember before the Super Bowl, the Falcons they showed like these graphics where people rooting for the Falcons was overwhelming. You know, the only people that root for the New England Patriots are people from New England. Why would you root for them cheating bastards? Then they had freaking Gucci Mane up there. I don't like that at all. I saw that this weekend. I was tripping. I was like, look at these sons of... Yeah, that's how petty they are, man. Tonight, Game 5 of the NBA Finals. Remember last year the series was tied the series was 3-1. And then the Cavs came back, man. Just, one of the most incredible things you've seen. We've seen a lot of those things over the last seemingly 2 years. Teams coming back and avenging losses the previous years. The Clemson Tigers came back and won the national championship after losing the year before to Alabama. The Golden State Warriors lost the championship last year after beating Cleveland. The previous year, Cleveland actually came back and won the series. But I don't think that's going to happen this year. The Cavs will be riding the momentum of a hot shooting 136-116 triumph in Game 4 at Cleveland on Friday when they were on fire. They come back tonight down 3-1 against the Golden State Warriors, who had a shot we were talking about, which would have been an interesting thing to see the Warriors sweep the playoffs. Then you would have had all of the conversations about are they the greatest team of all times. We're kind of already doing that. We looked at the Chicago Bulls, the 95 Bulls and what they did that year in comparison to this year's team. People have been doing that. So if Golden State had went through these playoffs and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show and went undefeated, Lord knows the conversations of how much the Puppet Factory would have beat that whole story up. But that's not going to happen as they lose in Game 4. Cleveland burned the Warriors on 24 of 45 shooting from three-point range on Friday night. Incredible. The Cavaliers outscored Golden State 72-33 from beyond the arc. That was in stark contrast to the long-range dominance that the Warriors had established in the first couple of games when Golden State outscored Cleveland 138-93 on threes. So just like night and day, the team has made more three-pointers. More three-pointers has won each of the first 4 games. The team that has made the most three-pointers has won each game this series. So that tells you about how this series is going and kind of like how basketball has changed into 2017. In this day and time, that's the way the game is played today. It's from behind the three-point line. I don't care how much math that you do. If you're hitting threes consistently and your opponent is only hitting 2-pointers, you're probably going to win. And that's what we've seen out of Golden State over these last couple of years, this run that they've had. Then you add Kevin Durant to the equation, and it's even to a higher degree. The Warriors captured the 2015 title in Cleveland 105-97 in Game 6. The Cavs turned the table last year and in front of the Golden State fans in Game 7, winning the decider 93-89. Kyrie Irving was on fire last year. He was a difference maker, drilling a tie-breaking three-pointer in the final minute of that game. He also was the driving force behind keeping the Cavaliers alive on Friday night by burying 7 three-pointers to account for a majority of his game-high 40 points. The Kyrie that you saw the other night was definitely the Kyrie that we remember last year at the end of that series, those couple of games that they had to have when they couldn't get buckets and LeBron James was kind of, off a little bit. Even though he played fantastic, don't jump down that point. Kyrie Irving has been the guy that they have looked to get buckets when they needed them. When there's been a lull in the action for this team, there's no denying that. And the other night, man, Kyrie was Kyrie. Really struggled the first couple of games. Really looked like he'd been out there playing and one, but the other night played much more control. He got a couple baskets to go down, and the rest were history. Meanwhile, Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, man, struggled for Golden State at the other end, going 2 for 9 from three-point land. Game 6, if necessary, in this series, will be played Thursday in Cleveland, with the series potentially returning to Oakland for a second consecutive Game 7 on Sunday. But once again, that's not going to happen. I am calling it right now. I am calling my shot. Golden State wins the night by 20. And I said 40 a little bit earlier, but I was being a little bit facetious with that. That very well could happen, but I think Golden State wins by 20 tonight. That same little momentum that they picked up, the Cavaliers picked up in Game 4 is probably going to be transferred tonight, consciously or subconsciously. I don't know. I'm not going to even debate that anymore, by the referees and them being back in Oracle. Sheer dominance. I mean, this is a better team, a way better team by a long shot. And even the other night, as dominant as Cleveland was, you notice that they had to keep hitting shots. They had to continue with that strong play throughout the entire second half. But Golden State was they were in range to come back and try to make this thing into a game at the very end. So it wasn't the case. It was just Cleveland's game the other night. But Golden State was still in this game, still making big shots, still keeping this thing kind of close, mid-third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter, but it just wasn't their night. But tonight will probably be their night. Now, would it be more interesting for the Cleveland Cavaliers to win this series and you're down 3-2, and at that point you really start with the whole narrative of just trying to win one game? We got to win one game at a time. Just win tonight. We're not even worried about game 6. Let's win tonight. If they can win tonight, which they're in the NBA Finals for a reason, that would be phenomenal. That would be phenomenal. Now, I've already said it. I think they're going to lose tonight. I think Cleveland gets rolled over tonight. I picked Golden State to win this series in 5, but I would like to see Cleveland win. And that would be even more satisfying if Cleveland were to come back from 3 to none. I know I'm kind of hedging my bet here and flip-flopping or whatever, but I think it would be so phenomenal that Kevin Durant, tucking his tail between his leg and going to play for the Golden State Warriors and try to win an easy ring. That would just be phenomenal if, in dramatic fashion, they lose this NBA Finals up 3 to none. That would be phenomenal. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I just don't think it's going to happen. We will see. From R.C. Dobby, a crooked referee, Tim Donahue wrote a book about those 2 games that I mentioned. From Big L X Squad. Big Apple Bastard, who in the hell called Gucci great? I love me some Gucci Mane, man, but I don't know now, man. Gucci kind of on my shit list. From Thorny Kumquat Switch to Great Gucci Mane. From Angry Black Man, Gucci Mane sucks. ATL would have a right to be mad if it was Outkast performing for the Patriots. Yeah, more so. And somebody mentioned earlier, I mentioned it earlier, that Gucci Mane is actually from Alabama or whatever, but he makes ATL his home. That's where he raps out of. From Big L X Squad, Gucci is average at best. No, Gucci's, in relative terms for greatest rappers of all times, he's horrible. He's, probably at the bottom of the list, the 3rd tier of rappers all time. But he's kind of funny to me. The thing about Gucci is he's kind of funny with me, funny to me. From Big Apple Bastard, Doug, the only welcome back, Big Apple Bastard. Yeah, Big Apple Bastard, I don't think was in here in the chat at all last week. But interesting enough, he was replaced by some dude calling himself the Big African that had a lot of like tendencies and traits. They both were assholes. But good to have you back, Big Apple Bastard. He says, Doug, the only grown-ass man over 45 prefixing Gucci Mane's name with great. That's sarcasm, sir. From Fail Pay, Gucci doing it, whatever. Now, if that was Big Boy, T.I., Killer Mike with 3 stacks, we'd have a problem. From Thorny Kumquat Switch, matter of fact, can we get a Tribute Tuesday for the great Gucci Mane? I like that. But nah, we can't do that, especially in light of him going to perform for the cheating-ass New England Patriots. That would have been a great idea any other time, but because of what he's done, the recent events of what Gucci Mane has done, he can't get a tribute on this show. I don't want ATL fans mad at me. We got to work this out. We're going to have a come to Jesus meeting with Gucci Mane. Bro, you go and perform for the New England Patriots? Yeah, you were trying to get a check, and that's what you do for a living, but you probably should have turned that down, man. You got to know where your bread is buttered. And for Gucci Mane to go and perform for the New England Patriots is a bad look. This is a bad, bad look. When we get back from the break, hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. We'll talk, speaking of an ATL, Mike Vick is in the news, man. Don't go away, the Doug Stewart Show.